I can't believe they actually made this into a poster for the movie. It's almost like they're leaning in to how ridiculous this looks. They've cleaned it up a little bit, but this CGI in the movie is some of the worst I think that I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. And look, I'm not even trying to be too hard on this movie. I didn't hate Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't walk out feeling anywhere near as angry as I did with Multiverse of Madness, which should really be called an American Chavez movie, and Doctor Strange as the sidekick, but that's a whole different video. I think this movie is okay, and believe me, that's not saying it's a great movie, but it doesn't really matter. I think people are a little tired of subpar Marvel movies. I mean, it's been a while since we've gotten a really great Marvel movie. It's been a long time. You used to go into these movies expecting good things, and now it's like, well, I hope it's just okay. And that's really starting to turn people off. And the reason that I can say that is because we have we now have some idea on how this movie is doing in its second weekend. And guess what? It experienced one of the worst drops for a Marvel movie ever. It almost got beat by Cocaine Bear. Now imagine how funny it would have been if that movie had dethroned it. And I think it might have been able to. It didn't release into a ton of theaters. I'm pretty sure it's not playing around me. I'd have to drive an hour to go see this movie. I don't know if this is the case for everybody else, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this movie isn't in every theater. Yes, I know Elizabeth Banks directed the movie, but I actually hear it's pretty funny. I would like to give it a chance. If you can make a good movie and you don't put any agenda in it, I'll give it a good review. So I'm curious to see if it's any good, but I might have to wait because I don't want to drive an hour to see it. So I don't know why it's not in every theater. It seems kind of stupid to me, but they probably should have, because Quantumania, I believe, experienced a 70 to 72% drop according to Deadline, which is one of the worst drops ever for Marvel. Just to show you in comparison, Ang Lee's Hulk had a 69.7% drop on its second weekend. Black Widow had a 67.8 drop on its second weekend. Thor: Love and Thunder had a 67.7% drop on its second weekend. I don't know what Doctor Strange's drop is. It's not in here. I think I remember that movie getting a 60-something% drop too. So all of this content, constantly putting all this content out, constantly putting out mediocre to bad content, is starting to finally take its effect. And I think they knew this was coming, because that's why they've delayed all of their properties. Well, not all of them, a couple of them. The only thing coming out this year, I think, is Secret Wars and Loki. The Marvels is coming out, and Guardians, and a lot of other stuff got delayed. Stuff nobody was asking for, like Agatha Harkness, Echo. Those aren't coming out this year. Ironheart. Nobody asked for that shit. But they need an Iron Man. They seem to think that Riri Williams is going to replace the charismatic Robert Downey Jr. Good luck. Good luck with that one. They're in trouble. I think they know they're in trouble, which leads to this article, which was really interesting. A Quantumania writer implies there's no real plan for Phase 5 and beyond. We are in the process of figuring that out. You don't have a roadmap put in? You don't even know what you want to do? This doesn't really sound like success. I really wonder, are we going to see the crash for these Marvel movies in the next few years? It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a lot of subpar movies for them to really have a damaged brand. Because as you can see here, a lot of people still gave Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania a pass. But how many of them love this movie? I think you're starting to see the decline finally with this. This is embarrassing. A Marvel movie is losing gravity in its second weekend atop the box office, with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania clocking the worst second frame drop ever for an MCU title at negative 70% to negative 72%, while two lower budgeted releases outstrip their projections. We're talking Universal's Elizabeth Banks directed genre movie Cocaine Bear and Lionsgate's Kingdom Story Company faith-based title Jesus Revolution, respectively opening at $21.2 million and an estimated $14.5 million. Now, what's funny is here's what Ant-Man is expected to make. The movie is expected to do 30 to 32 million this weekend. One could say, hey, Marvel, got to make them better, but this Ant-Man threequel saw the best opening ever, and the severe plummet here indicates a front-loaded business. That said, there's no want to see for repeat viewing. People used to go see these movies multiple times. Now they're going to see it once and they're done. That's a problem. These movies need repeat views. This could be, see, all that spin last week. All that spin. Tons of spin. It's doing great. Really good points by a couple of YouTubers. I believe they were talking about it on FNT last night. And Nerderotic and RK Outpost were talking about it, actually. That on Box Office Mojo and all of these sites, they don't update the ticket price. The reason they don't do that is because people are paying more per ticket. You also have inflation. So it's like, did this movie really make more money than the other movies in the franchise because of the fact that we're paying more now, and inflation over the past 2 years has been pretty bad? You know, what is that if you really take a hard look at that and dissect it? Where does Ant-Man's first weekend really end? So I think this is interesting. 30 million. If that Cocaine Bear movie had just been in enough theaters, I wonder if that could have beaten Ant-Man. That's pretty damn close. That would have been embarrassing for Disney to get beaten on its second weekend if that movie had dethroned Ant-Man. What a joke that had been, or would have been. So, I think the gig's up. I think this movie is going to have I don't think it's going to have legs. This movie might not make back its money. Quantumania could lose money. I think there's a little bit of panic going on at Marvel right now. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.